Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We are in Perth City. It is Sunday the 19th of July 2026, 3 weeks after the 28th of June recommencement of the Australind service. And I was on the Indian Pacific at that time and then went to Sydney and was there for 2 weeks. Now I'm finally back. This is the latest I've ever been to a new transport event, but we can do it in peace now on a random Sunday, and it's time to finally ride the C-Series equivalent DMU 3 car, like very similar to the C-Series, on the Australind service. I just came off a C-Series in the Yanchep line all the way to Bunbury, yes. And it's going to be my first time on it with my first reactions, and also this is basically the last ever bit of veteran at stage 1, the last thing to be excited about. There's nothing happening now until they announce that they're doing a stage 2, if they ever will, which one day I guess, but not anytime soon. So it's gonna be a long time before anything else interesting happens. It's cool that we actually had 3 separate events for Thorney Coburn line, Byford extension and this, even though originally they were all supposed to be at the same time after the shutdown, but of course typical delays meant that didn't happen. Anyway, the Australind currently only runs 4 times a week, but it's going to change in a few weeks in August when the second one comes into operation. We only have set 4 running on Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, leaving Perth at 9:25 a.m. and arriving in Bunbury at 11:55. And here it is. Finally the platform is open, finally we can get inside, and finally we can ride this train. Hello there. All the videos recently of chasing it down, and now we finally ride it ourselves. Well, it feels so surreal to finally be here. I can't believe that I still haven't, but so many people. So literally it's getting basically fully booked out on every single service. They really need to increase the frequency. And of course, stops at both Armadale and Byford. Now, they don't actually open the car 3 door here because apparently the gap is too big. So that's kind of bad, but whatever. I just can't believe it's back after all that time of it being road coaches. And there's the Byford train on platform 4 where we used to always look at it from. And the diesel exhaust fans ready to get on board. And welcome aboard. Look at this. Oh my gosh. There's so much bike space, but did you know there is a $20 fee to put your bike on here? That is more than the fare itself. What the hell? There's the only service I know of anywhere where the fee to put your bike on is more than the fare itself. This is so ridiculous. And there's a toilet and the door is here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright, we have our new handbook. I have the old one at home because they let us take it off the final service. But why is it so greasy already? You can see that on the camera. How can it be that bad? Anyway, there it is. It's always running as a 3 car now, obviously. It's never going to be a 2 car anymore. And yep. And the motion sickness bag. And the tray table. And the hook for your clothes and armrests that go up and down. And the chargers behind you, which is a very odd spot, but they are USB-C. This is the first ever public transport vehicle in Western Australia, basically, with USB-C charging ports. And they have a light, which is very cool. And they have the adjustable headrest. But otherwise, it's basically just a C-Series seat. Purple, and there's like a little bit of an indent here for the headrest. But also a lot of legroom, so it's not like a plane where you're just squished in. And there are the PIDs at the front as well. When I first saw that, I thought they will have announcements, but they don't. It's still just manual. But it's cool that it says that. This train runs from Perth to Bunbury, stopping at all stations. It's so funny. Oh no, it doesn't say stopping at all stations. Which makes sense, because obviously it doesn't if there's no one booked. Yeah. Alright, I'll just do one more walk through all the way, and then we'll come back to the seat. Well, that door is never open at Perth. There's all the luggage space. I just genuinely can't believe how... This train feels so cool. Like, I mean, it does kind of feel a bit plasticky, and like which is what people would say it would feel like, considering it's a new train, not like the old feeling on a nice, like the comforty feeling on a nice old train, but it's still very cool. And here's the buffet, which is actually fully separated from the carriages with the doors, which is actually very good. It's not in its own compartment. There is water there as well. And everything you can buy on board. And I really do like that they have a buffet on board now. I mean, they always had it, but that they kept it, because unlike in Melbourne with V-Line making velocity trains instead of the N-class locomotive ones where they take off the buffet, it doesn't have it anymore. Even on like 6-hour trips, it's only 2.5 and they have it. And this train is called Marley, one of the 4 names that they gave it. Let's check out this car. And we're now at the back. Some more bike storage. There's like 14 spots for bikes, but who's gonna put it on when there's a $20 fee? Like, that's like the one thing I hate. And then the luggage, another tray table. Why is seat 1 here, not at the back? I mean, I guess that's where the entrance is, but it's still kind of confusing. And then just the driver's cab at the back. Well, anyway, a very wonderful train. I can't believe we have this in Perth. It's so exciting to have another new train after we just got the C-Series 2 years ago. Albeit a similar design, but obviously not on the inside. And yeah, one more thing to be excited about, as I said. Anyway, that's enough talking about it and walking through it. We got a few minutes, 5 minutes till the 9:25 departure, and we're gonna head on all the way down the Armadale line, stopping at both Armadale and Byford. Oh my god. And also apparently you can't book it to Armadale or Byford anymore, or even just between them, which you actually could. When before the service started, those tickets were available, and someone actually did that trip, but now you can't anymore, which is sad. But obviously makes sense because that's within the Transport area. Why is it so quiet?
On behalf of TransWA and the entire crew, welcome aboard the Australind service to Perth and Bunbury. For safety and well-being is our concern. It will be our pleasure to make this travel as pleasant and comfortable as possible. There are several exit points on the train, so please take a few moments now to locate the nearest exit. Some places are named behind you. You will find this and all other safety information in the car located in the seat pockets in front of you, and we do recommend you take note of the car during the journey. If you are required to evacuate the train, please follow all instructions and non-train staff. For your convenience, the Australind has a buffet service with options made for food and drink items, including a limited choice of alcoholic beverages. The buffet is located in the middle car 2. The consumption of personal alcohol and illegal drugs is prohibited. We remind you this is a non-smoking train. Smoking, including e-cigarettes, are prohibited on the entire train, including the toilets and considered smoke detectors. Handling, disabling or destroying the smoke detectors is a violation of the law. For the comfort of all passengers, it is a requirement that when using all personal devices that you use headphones, otherwise please have your devices turned to silent. This train, even though it has been advertised, it does not have a club seating. Please do not turn the chairs. It will damage them if you turn them. So if you can please leave the seats in the position that you find them. Also, you've given a seat number by staff as you boarded the train. Please ensure that you are in that seat as this is a fully booked service. And I don't want to be playing.
Why does it sound like she's shouting across like a canyon?
We will be stopping at quite a number of stations to pick up as we go. We're scheduled to arrive in Bunbury at about 5 to 12. And as I said, we will be stopping to intermediate stations to set down and pick up passengers who will be joining us. So we request you remain in your allocated seats. Any questions about the journey, please don't hesitate to ask one of the on-train staff. We hope you have enjoyed the journey and thank you to TransWA.
Alright, so one thing absolutely terrible is the speakers. Like, why is it so bad? You can barely, it genuinely sounds so bad. And also, she said, even though it was advertised by Rita when they did that stupid Instagram post saying rotating seats, which obviously they do because they make it face the direction of travel, but she said, please do not try to do this as it'll damage the seats. Like, bruh, why is Rita advertising that? Like, obviously every TransWA train does that, and you're not supposed to do it yourself. It's always supposed to face forward, and yet she said that. Anyway, we're already stopped now at Claysbrook because even though this was supposed to leave at 9:25 and the TCL train was supposed to leave at 9:26, which would be perfect because then we'd be in the biggest gap before the train in front. Unfortunately, it left before us, so now we're just going to be behind it all the way to Beckenham. Well, actually, what they should do is leave 1 minute before an Armadale train, or Byford train, not a TCL train, because then they actually have the biggest gap all the way down. But still, at least 1 minute before the TCL is like relatively okay, but 1 minute after it is the worst possible thing. Hello there, set 38. I'm pretty sure, according to some drivers I was talking to, that train has been retired now, which is crazy. We lost the first A series in 2026, never expected that, and like literally a few days ago they just said that the man was finally charged because he was on drugs, so that's why he obviously did that. Anyway, time to cross the Swan River and go past the stadium. Now, in the future when they actually have 4 Australind trains, they could run stadium special Australinds, which would actually be so cool. Imagine that, like after the event, there's a special service to Bunbury. I wonder if you can walk.
Not sure if I advise you, but the buffet will open once the train has departed Byford station.
Wow, they changed that as well.
Thank you.
They changed that as well. Makes sense because end of transport network, but still. Obviously used to open after Armadale, now you have to wait till Byford. Alright, so we are on the LXRP on the Australind. Obviously you get the C series here and the TCLs, it's not actually that strange, but I actually love this space because there's actually so much space with no seats and no windows, all just for luggage and bikes, and you have 2 massive windows that you can just stand at and enjoy the views. And also let's have a look at the toilet. Oh, someone's in it. Where's the... Well, is there another one or is there only one? Yeah?
Right here. Why would you want that? I want one.
That's not a toilet.
What's here?
This is the small one. Ah, that's gross. Yeah, okay. The other one's bigger for wheelchairs. Yep, and here's the accessible toilet. Lots of space in that one.
The other one automated door as well?
No, the non-accessible one you just have to pull it. Okay, and we're at Cannington. Oh, no, what? I thought we already went past Queen. Never mind. Queen's Park. Alright, well, anyway. Very soon to be Cannington. Cannington Station, bus interchange below. Oh, we need to go to all the stops on the Armadale line and feel this thing coming through at some point. Which is going to be quite a big task, but actually that could just be a video in itself. Australind through every single stop. Over multiple occasions, of course. Right, we have reached Armadale. How long did that take? 35 minutes, like bruh. That's like as long as the normal train. Almost. It looks so weird seeing that on there. And we're going into platform 2, the actual dedicated Australind platform, apart from any terminating trains during disruptions, which is very cool. And here it's obviously the full length platform, so they could actually open all the doors. I don't know if they will, but would be interesting. But Byford is just the small platform. Well, that's cool. Oh, yo, I didn't know it has that sound as well. I'm not actually sure if they open all the doors here, but we'll go to the platform and see it. And back onto the outbound track. Now, imagine if sometimes, like, I bet there's gonna be times when it has a long stop there because there's a lot of passengers, and then there's like a Transperth train there, and you go past. Or you could overtake an Armadale train if it was right in front of you. That would be pretty cool, but they do have the option for that. Alright, now it's just the literal one-stop Transperth section to Byford, which is quite strange that they're still serving both, but I guess they wanted to keep it how it was. And finally, here we are. Basically took as long as Transperth, but stopping at platform 3 at Byford for the first time ever for me, after it existed since October already. I can't believe it's been that long. Wow, there's actually like quite a few people. I didn't see how many there was at Armadale, but I don't think it was too many. It was like just a few. Alright, we are finally leaving the Transperth network behind. Apparently we were already supposed to have left Mundijong. Somehow it only gives it 3 minutes between Byford and Mundijong. Like, what? That makes zero sense. But we're only just leaving Byford. That's how slow it is. Well, basically as soon as that TCL train left in front of us, we were already screwed for the trip. But I've heard so many times that the train has been 20 to 30 minutes late.
The buffet is now open in car 2 in the middle of the train. The buffet is now open, thank you.
Well, now it's going to be packed there. I think we should just wait a bit.
Like the whole trip, bro.
Now, hello 251 3316. Haha, at the crossing, actually going across on a train finally here. Ding 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 ding. Welcome to Pinjarra. This is where we did our recent train spotting of this train before it was in service, and now we get to see the old Australind while being on board the new Australind. Hello. That's a good sight to see, eh? Spectacular.
That's tiny.
Right, we're about to cross the Southwestern Highway now. This is where the train goes right across the main roads down here as well. Somehow there's not many cars on it right now, but
Not for me for filming. Cappuccino with one chocolate.
cool. And I love this station as well. Like, it looks so much better than all the others. Harvey station. It's a very nice scenery all the way down here now. We're nearly at Brunswick Junction. The cows and the hills. I forgot all about this. Like, it feels so weird being on a train here again, considering the last time was November 2023. And that was in the dark anyway, so the last I was actually here in the daylight was like, I don't even know, the start of that year. But yeah, way better than what you see on the prospector.
The coach is right there for you. Enjoy your stay.
Well, pretty good experience until the end, and now so many terrible things happened. First of all, the train is 17 minutes late. The TransWA coaches connecting are here, which is okay, that's good, but the trans-regional Bunbury bus, the 826, which literally runs only for this, left. It just left at 12. Absolutely screwed. Also, they don't open the front door here either. Like, why? Why did you build 3 doors with a door in each car if you're never gonna open it? That is just so dumb. And she's like, oh, it's just for show at the moment. Like, bro, what? And like, that just took way too long. Almost 3 hours to get to Bunbury. Like, why? And now everyone has to wait here for so long. It's 12, yeah, see, 12. And now there's like 12:55, the next one. Like, what the hell? I'm writing a massive complaint about why it is not waiting, because that is like the only thing it's for. Well, after talking with the 827 driver, we just got a new 826 to come at 12:40, a personal extra bus because of that dumb earlier one that left. This is wonderful. This is how it's done. All right, after all that dilemma with the bus, which I'll explain more details, I actually talked with the driver so much, and there will definitely be a big email coming to fix this situation forever, especially when the train runs daily. Because the thing is, he said that the stupid 826 shift has another run at like 12:15 as soon as he gets to the bus station. So if he waits for the train, then that bus is going to be late, and the next bus after that's going to be late. So that's just so stupid. So I'm going to be writing an email saying that they need to switch the shifts around so that the 12 o'clock bus has like a 30-minute gap at least until the next trip, because otherwise it's just so bad. And then hopefully that'll fix the situation. But yeah, I managed to talk to the Glen Iris bus driver, and he got this guy who was on his break in the depot doing the 12:50 843 to come to the bus station, train station first, to drive us to the bus station. So that was very nice. There was actually probably like 20 to 30 people who were also here only to take the train, and now only have an hour and 20 minutes here until the 826 back, just like we do, but that's okay. I've already been everywhere in Bunbury. So now we're up here at the top of this hill, which the only other time I was here was on the birthday special trip, which was actually my first time taking the old Australind, and I still have that video up, of course, if you want to see it. And finally come back up here again to take a quick look. It looks actually way better than the other lookout down there, which I've gone to more times, so it is better to go up here. Anyway, we only have an hour, and then we'll head back on the train. And actually, it's going to be even more full, because the way down there was like 5 seats left to book. The way up has already been booked out, although most of those people might be getting on later, so it might be a little bit quieter at the start. Especially because all the people are complaining that they want the morning trip to be running from Bunbury right now, and then an afternoon trip back to Perth instead of the other way around, because they can't do day trips on the train from Bunbury at the moment. But it should only be 3 or 4 weeks, and that'll be back to the old timetable, so they will be able to do that, including the 5 p.m. trip out of Perth. So that's going to be good. Yep, that's the view here. And I guess I'll see you back down at the bus station for our bus back. And hopefully no more issues with the buses later. I'm expecting like another 20 people to show up there. And there's actually both an 826 and an 827 leaving at 2:15. Both of which go to the train station, but obviously the 826 is slightly faster. So we'll see how that goes. Well, here we are at the back of the bus station. We have a 827 now, absolutely packed because everyone decided to use that to get to the train station because it leaves at the exact same time as the 826 on a Sunday. But we have the 826 right here, which is now going to be almost empty. At least this connection is working somewhat well. Enjoy the long ride, guys. We're going to get there first on 1481. And here we have 1476. Hello there. At least this way will work better, right? And we're back at the terminal. Up, 827 is right there. Damn, I thought it'd be way slower, but 826 just dropped us off, and 827 right behind. Time for the return journey. Now, I was gonna stay until the coach later. Also, I was just on that bus, I just realized the 825 to Dolphin Discovery Center was withdrawn a month ago. What the hell? I literally never found that out. Now there's two buses here. That's so sad. No more 825. And also 841 and 830 had some route changes apparently, but honestly I had no idea about that. Now I'll have to come here for like a sixth time already this year somehow at some point to do that. Or maybe just eventually once like Karratha and stuff are done, so I can say I've done everything. But there we are with the 827. I'm feeling much better now than I was before. We just went up to the lookout and had lunch at the Rose Hotel. There's nothing better to do in this like literally 1.5 hours that I had. But hopefully the bus situation gets improved after my complaint gets through. Let's see if there's anything special in here. No, looks exactly as it used to, although I can drink some water, which would be nice. Now also, there's a ton of construction going on down here. I don't know what this is. I didn't know they're building something here. Although they now blocked off the pedestrian crossing that was down there that allowed you to cross over into the suburb there and get to the 828 stop, which is pretty bad, especially considering the coach at 6 p.m. from here, which some of the other people I was with are gonna be taking back. You can't connect to it with an 826 or 7, so you have to go on the 828. So yeah, kind of bad. But hello there, Mr. Bunbury train. Honestly, even though the journey took almost 3 hours, it went so fast and it did not feel that long. Now, if you go to Armadale or Byford, or from Armadale or Byford, it is the same price, because if you start in Perth metro area, you just get charged the same fare. Otherwise, people would just cheat and go to Byford and then get on it. Although you can still do that if you go on the bus to Mundijong, but that's too much hassle. But yeah, if you go to Mundijong, it's actually $5 cheaper for an adult, only $13, and that means $6.50 for concession. So yeah, anyway, we might get off earlier, maybe, if I feel like it, but I don't know. Whatever, it's time for the return journey and anything else along the way, and then I'll do my final conclusion later. Oh, and we have a coach. Good connection there as well. Although this direction is kind of really annoying, that the train would have to be delayed if there's a late coach, which is much more likely to happen, probably, like, than delaying the whole train because of the coach's passengers. But luckily it's here, ready for departure. Just noticing how much of the wiring in the buffer area is like completely exposed. It looks very unfinished when you actually take a good look, but oh yeah, I love how it says Bunbury Terminal. And there's another car of the old Australind sitting here in Picton, and then the rest of it is actually down at the Boyanup Museum, which only opens on the last Sunday of the month. But if you go there, you actually can go inside it.
What
so
number are you supposed to be in?
I mean, it still sounds bad, but at least it's louder.
TransWA and the entire crew, welcome aboard the Australind service to Perth City. Your safety and well-being is our concern. It'll be our pleasure to make your travels as pleasant as comfortable as possible. There are several exit points on this train, so please take a few moments to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. You will find all this information and other safety information in the card located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly recommend you take a moment to review the card. If you do need to evacuate the train, please follow the instructions of the on-train staff. For your convenience, the Australind does have a buffet service which offers a selection of food and drink items, including limited choice alcoholic beverages. Buffet is located in car 2 in the middle of the train. Consumption of personal
Well, we already heard that
and
before.
illegal drugs.
Alright, heading back now, just passed through North Dandenong, which was actually the only station we skipped in. No, I think we probably skipped Cookernup in this direction as well, but we skipped it on the way down. Only we skipped Cookernup, nothing else. So, but now we skipped North Dandenong as well. But yeah, really being used very well, completely full service, and enjoying the very nice views all the way through. We're nearly back to Transport Network shortly. Just got Serpentine and Mundijong to go. Well, back on the Transport Network, somehow we did not stop at Byford. What? That was actually so unexpected. When we went down, like 15 people got on, and now absolutely no one. That's really strange. Let's see how many will be at Armadale. Yes. Wonderful. Back at platform 2 at Armadale. I'll definitely come back here soon to get the good shots of it on the platform, but like especially here at this elevated station, it's so cool. But right now we're just going back to Perth. Gosnell Station. Bro, didn't even see us. Well, that concludes our journey. We'll get off now after, again, we arrived late. 15 minutes late, yet again. Is this gonna happen all the time? We'll do a bit of a conclusion after. But that means that took 2 hours, 45 minutes yet again. So bad. But here we are back at Perth. Australind road coaches depart from East Perth Station. That's what it says on the screen, which is so funny because yes, there is the evening road coach, like pretty much right now. And you should not be here, even though the train's here, you can't get on this. It's just so stupid. Bro, is he supposed to hit the buffer? What the hell? That's kind of weird. I've never actually seen a train hit the buffer. Alright, so I kind of forgot to film the conclusion then once we got off the train, but that's okay because I still have all these extra clips that I can put in of the Australind in different locations along the line which other people have filmed. So while you're looking at these, including actually one at Midland when it goes through to Bellevue, I'll just tell you my final thoughts and conclusion on the train to end the video. So really, I think one of the best things is how good it is to be dropped off straight into the city centre instead of like East Perth, where there's like nothing around there and you just have to get another train, you know, because that's like kind of why I forgot to film the conclusion, because I was just in awe at how cool it was that I just got off a regional train all the way from down in Bunbury and walked straight out into Forest Chase and around the CBD. I absolutely loved that feeling of just getting off and being right there. So I think that's really good. And honestly, the whole journey was really fun overall and it went really quickly, and the new train is a lot better than I expected it to be. Like, I mean, people said it would feel plasticky as a new train, and it kind of does, but it's still not in a bad way. Like, it still feels cozy on board the train. The seats are actually relatively okay. It's not like, I know people were complaining they're C-Series seats, but honestly I think they're totally fine still, and especially since it's only 2.5 hours. The only major complaint is obviously the speakers, which I already said many times. You can barely hear what they're saying properly, and also that it's constantly late at the moment with those terrible 826 connections. Hopefully the big complaint that I wrote can get something to change, because I cannot believe that they wouldn't wait and that there's another bus, another run that they have to do after, which is discouraging them from waiting. Even worse with the evening ones, like at 8 PM, when that's literally the only bus on the shift. Imagine not waiting when the only thing you're doing is the 8 PM 826. Absolutely ridiculous. And I did say in the video that it was constantly booked out, but I think that was mainly just because of the school holidays, when lots of the young enthusiasts were also still available. Like, now it's not constantly booked out, but it does get close on most days with only a few seats left, but you can still get on board, which is good. There's also some sort of issue with the toasties. They're only actually allowing you to have them between Byford and Waroona, even though they talk about them so much online. Like, they said they had to clean out the machine after Waroona, which is kind of strange. And then on the way back they had actually pre-made so many. Well, not on my train, but I heard this from people who were on the first train. They pre-made them and then they had too many, and then they started selling them for $1, and then they were free once they got to Byford, which is kind of unfair for the people who paid the full price before. And of course the $20 bike charge. I've said that many times in the video, but I just think it's ridiculous that they put so much bike space on the train and then charge you so much to use it when the space is literally there and it's going to be unused otherwise, charging you more than the fare of the service. I think something really needs to be done about that. You can charge for coaches, yes, because there's limited space, but there's space on this train. I don't get why you'd have to charge the same charge as other TransWA services. And they advertise on social media, remember all of Rita and Roger's posts, oh, the new Australind train has flipping seats. You can flip them to face the direction of travel. And people got so excited because they thought that was like the Sydney trains kind of thing, and that's not really true, because all TransWA trains can do that, to flip the seats in the direction of travel, and they always just make them face forward. So of course they can do that, but for some reason they were advertising that as a new feature, and then people thought they'll be able to do that even though they can't, and they just force you to face them forward. And then on board they actually announce, even though we advertised this, please do not flip the seats. So that's just pissing people off as well. But other than those few minor things, overall it's still really cool. I love that there's a rail connection down there, despite it being late. Hopefully they can try to do something about that. First of all, they shouldn't be letting suburban trains right in front of it. Hopefully that'll fix it a little bit, but freight trains are a bit out of their control. But still, it's a very enjoyable ride, and I'm really, really glad that we have some more variety to the Perth trains, or WA trains. And of course, I do want to apologize about how late this video is. As of today, when I'm going to post it, it's basically going to be exactly a month since the service started, already over 4 weeks. I was in Sydney and I was also sick, so it was kind of a bit of a dilemma, and well, just a little bit hard to get this video out, but it's out now, and in the future it won't really matter. So if you want to go for a ride on the train, I do highly encourage it. I think it would be a great opportunity to check it out. And also, if you want to go see the old Australind, if you haven't been in it, try to go on the 4th Sunday of the month, as I said earlier, and you can go down to the Boy and Up Museum where they have it. There's actually a perfect connecting coach after the train and before the train, so you can get down there. And of course, in literally a month, or even less, we're gonna have set 3, and then that's gonna mean that there's gonna be basically the original timetable restored, so all the people complaining about it not running from Bunbury in the morning can stop complaining, because it's going to be back to the old timetable with 2 services a day in each direction. And then eventually next year we're going to have all 4 sets in service, and it's going to run 4 times a day. Now I know they originally said 5 times a day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every 3 hours, but now they kind of subtly changed it to 4 times a day, but that's okay. I guess that's still a lot compared to what it used to be. But other than that, that's everything I really have to say. I can't wait for more Australian trains to come in and to have even more of them running around, and we'll definitely make some more videos along the Armadale line and maybe go to some other towns for day trips along the way, or Runa as well. You can take that 645 shopper bus once it runs on a Tuesday or Thursday as well, and on board some of the other sets, but that'll be future videos. And there's a lot of other videos I have now with all my Sydney trips and my Sydney trip videos, and still past East Coast trip videos that I still haven't done, and station videos that I still haven't done. I'm honestly really behind, and I do apologize about that, but yeah, I'll get to it eventually. And one more thing I wanted to mention for you all. I was actually looking into channel memberships a little bit, and I noticed I could actually implement that as well, so I might actually go ahead and turn on just a cheap $3 a month thing if you want to join that, and I might release some videos early or post some extra videos on there. One of the ideas I've had is to post my Perth Electric Tramway Society some clips around there, because I do drive the trams there regularly, but I haven't actually made any videos of that on here, so that would be an interesting thing to post. And of course you get all the usual YouTube extra benefits, like the stickers and the loyalty chats and whatever other features there is. You'll see when you click the join button. But if you do want to be a part of that and go a little bit extra on here and have your name on the screen as well, and all that usual kind of stuff that other channels do, I think I'll just try it out to see how it goes. So as of this video, I'll turn that on. If you click the join button that's next to the subscribe button, you can get those extra features for only a very cheap price, and we'll see how that goes as well. And I'll keep you updated on that as well. And that is everything. I hope you enjoy those extra little clips, and we'll finish with a cool drone shot that we have from the opening day as well down at Bunbury Terminal. See you in the next video. Goodbye.